they could probably retire in 15 years. There's a lot of wages there. And if you have good people, you can do a lot of good job as far as retaining them. So there's huge benefits for these employees because they can get great health care, some of the best I've seen, and also same thing with long-term planning. So when paying fringes as wages, of course you can go back and put it all in the check. But if you do that, then you have to worry about all the other taxes that go along with it, right? I've seen workers' comp anywhere from 10% to 40%. I had a contractor a few years ago at 70%. Okay, so if you don't do any planning, the first thing your employees fall back on is workers' comp because they don't have disability insurance, they don't have health insurance, they don't have a pension plan. What's left for somebody that's been doing this for 20 years? They all have bad backs. They all have bad knees, right? It's a hard job. So long term, having planning could really help out. But these are the expenses by putting those benefits as a wage. I could go through probably another 10 different things that people make mistakes on. One of the biggest ones I've seen is putting all the fringes on the wage, and then on time and a half, paying time and a half on the fringes. Even if you put the fringes on the check, you still don't pay time and a half on those. But if you don't have a good system, it's an easy mistake to do, is to pay an extra $15 an hour and do time and a half on that, or double time. So if you're putting on wages, not only do you pay these taxes and penalties, but you also might make other mistakes as well. So let's use this as an example. If the base wage was $26.33 and the fringes minus training was $14.45, then the actual bid rate there would be $40.78. Add in the payroll tax burden, right, of $10.20. Add back in the training, and your total labor burden is $51.62. So that would be your bid rate, right? So paying it is in cash. By paying it in benefits, basically we're only paying tax on the $26.33, only workers' comp on the $26.33, and general liability on the $26.33. The $14.45 go into benefits, and your training, you're at $48 an hour. So your bid rate is affected by how you do your benefits, which is an interesting thought, because usually you think, oh, I just want to pay the guys and get going. But the reality is, beginning the process with the end in mind can help you actually lower your bid rate. So I just compared the two. Paying it in cash is $51.62. Paying it in benefits is $48 an hour. That's $3.62 an hour different per man hour. At 160 hours, you're looking at $579 per employee in just savings per month, just on how you're paying your benefits. Okay, that's $6,950 a year, which is an amazing number. I'm always surprised when I see that. What this doesn't count is that there's a lot of contractors out there that are paying it all in cash, but then they're also paying for the health insurance in addition to it. They're not taking credit. So they pay their health insurance, and they pay their pension, and all of a sudden, when things were good and the profits were high, people don't want to talk about this. Like, Monty, 10%, my goodness, how do we talk about it? It's not even a big deal. Today is different. Today, they're like, what do I need to do to take credit for the health insurance? How do I do that? You know, the profit sharing I've been paying, how do I get that in the fringe? You know, so contractors now are worried about where's the next 3% going to come from. So if you're going to bid on work, my thought is you bid with the end in mind. So, a couple things. Oh, that's interesting. Basically, what this is showing you is here's the benefits, and these are the different types of plans to put them into. We'll talk more about that. So, successful business strategies. First, win more bids. That's the goal. Lowest bid wins. This is from the California Public Contract Code. Basically saying the lowest responsible bidder wins. So if you're out there bidding on a job, and another contractor is also bidding on the same job, and you're both responsible bids, the lowest bid wins. So the goal is you have to be low bid, but you also don't want to be so far below the pack. You want to make sure that you're bidding with profit. The fact is, if you're out there bidding, just trying to keep your doors open, but you're bidding at a loss, that's the quickest way to close the doors, right? So we have to bid, and you have to do it efficiently. So bid to win. Here's an example of those two numbers. 20,000 man hours. You figure, hey, for this job, we have 20,000 hours. What's the cost of labor? 51.62 is $1,032. 48, it's 960,000. A difference of 72,000 just on that, just on the labor part of it. That's 7%. That's huge. In today's world, that's huge. That might be more than all the profit on the job. Okay? So really, my thought is, you bid to win. Even if you don't have benefit plans now, and you're out there bidding on work, you can still bid on it like you're going to win it. And if you win the job, call me. Right? Because the fact is, the job's not going to start today. But when you bid on it, you take your $3,000 or $4,000 or $5,000 or $10,000 to take all the work to bid on the job. You want to at least try to get it. If you get it, then figure out, okay, how much profit's in it? What should we take credit for? Okay? If you already have benefits, there's also ways of being able to take credit for the benefits you have. Not all plans can do that, though. There's a lot of 401k plans out there it's just not designed to accept that kind of stuff. Same thing with health insurance, depending upon how it's set up. So you want to make sure that your advisor, your broker understands how this stuff works, because there are definitely some issues with it. So as far as bidding to win, the goal is to win the bid. Here's a couple examples of some recent bids. One was December 22nd at Allen Hancock. Lewis Nelson, they're at $20,497,000. Right? Soltech was less than 0.5% behind. Number 2 bidder doesn't count. Right? Unless the first bidder is not a responsible bidder, or they left something out, or somehow you get lucky. But the fact is, this is what we're seeing today in bids. Another one just recently, Willow Road Extension Phase. We're talking about a difference of just, dollars. Just dollars. Not even 0.25% different. Now, I'm not sure who was actually awarded these jobs. This is just what was in the bulletin, saying, hey, you know what? It's a tight market out there. If you're not taking credit for your stuff, it could cost you, the job for the next 6 months or a year. Heck, who knows? If this is a year-long or 2-year process job, it could actually get you through the hard time. You could actually have work for your people the whole time and come out the other end of it when profits are getting better. So my thought is you bid to win, and there's enough employees out there now that are interested in work. They will work for you. You have the work, they will come. Second, retaining the best employees. This is key. So what's the top reason why employees leave a company? 53% is based on compensation and benefits. Okay? I've seen employees leave for just small dollars, not a big difference at all. I've seen employees leave just because their wife says, we need better health insurance. You don't have anything there, you got to go get health insurance. And the whole thing is all about health insurance. So everybody's a little bit different, but 53% of the ones that were polled in Wall Street Journal was because of compensation and benefits. So my thought is that for 90% of the employees, maybe it's not a big deal to you. But the ones you want to keep, it might be a really big deal for. Second, right now, I just looked online, the Bureau of Labor Statistics, they say that in construction, there's a 20% unemployment rate right now. In December, we lost 27,000 jobs. There's a pool of employees out there that are wanting work. Your job as an owner is to get work. So my thought is, you do the best you can to help retain the good ones, right? So how do you retain the good ones? Especially in this economy, you have to be honest with them. Let them know where the state of your business is, okay? Don't surprise them. Get them on your side. Try to help lower your costs. Help try to find ways of increasing profits. You'll find out who's on your team. Because the ones that are on your team are the ones you want to keep, right? If they're helping you lower costs and increase profits, absolutely. Also, provide education to your employees. You want your employees to keep their long-term focus on. They know that they need to save money. You want them to be focused on their accumulation of their 401k plan. You want them to know where they're going to be. They need to work for that 15 years. You want them focused on what other things you're adding to the compensation package. They might just be focused on they're making $60,000 a year, but the fact is that in some of these plans, they might be getting some really good health insurance benefits and some long-term disability and life insurance and a retirement plan. All of a sudden, that might help. That might be just enough to keep them there. So educating them is key. If you're spending the money, please make sure you take the next step and educate them what they're really getting. Okay? And then also create a compensation package